Emotional health, body health. Something special today. Hi, I'm Ksenia. I'm an ex-professional dancer, multi-certified body nerd. It's true, because I love learning, and a creator of La Technique. If you do not subscribe, please do. I put up new videos every single week. They either have to do with health or they are a workout. Like I said in the intro, this is a special class because I'm not able to put it up on my website as I'm doing tests on this is mainly for my Zoom clients where they can see my body better on which kind of background that they prefer. As well, the other reason this is special is this is for emotional health. It's body health and emotional health. I mean, we're all interconnected. That's my own personal belief. Have a box of Kleenex nearby, honor whatever comes up in your body, stay longer in a position. You feel frustration, super angry, or really, really strong emotions. That is completely normal because we'll be working a lot in the pelvis, and we'll also be working with the sacral chakra and the heart chakra, having to do with grounding the body and being safety and secure and feeling. So be very, very gentle with yourselves. I look forward to meeting with you. This is an excerpt from my precision class for emotional health. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that I'm based on the unceded territory of Tiohtià:ke, specifically of the Huron-Wendat, the Mohawk, and the St. Lawrence Iroquoian peoples. This land was traditionally a meeting place, and it's my intention to honor the indigenous use of this land by keeping it a meeting place for the beautiful Beast community. And my own personal act of reconciliation is to donate my disposable income to the Native Women's Shelter of Montreal. Good morning. We are doing précision, like you, my regulars know. We are doing deep mind-body connection. So this is really important to take the time, allow yourself the grace of time for your brain to make those new connections, to communicate with your body, how your skeleton should be in alignment, and how your muscles should be functioning in order to keep your skeleton in that alignment or moving in space so that we have less pain with age is the goal, or less pain in everyday life. We are gonna go on all fours. We're gonna do some tabletop breath work, crown of the head forward, hips back. I'm gonna go on my fists because of the cysts in my wrists. Lengthen the crown forward, hips back. Now this kind of breath work is completely fine to do if you've been up for less than an hour. So I want you to think of, with your inhale, you're expanding your rib cage laterally on the sides. And I don't just mean moving out this way. I mean that in between every single rib, it's expanding like this. As well as you're expanding the back side of your rib cage and below your rib cage to your pelvis. You're expanding posteriorly, then not just anterior breath, because a lot of us do anterior or belly breath. And we want 360. And exhale. You hopefully will feel your sits bones separate slightly. And exhale back in. Inhale. And exhale. Now this time we're going to do more active exhale. So you'll engage from the pelvic floor up. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose, pelvic floor up. Lengthening the crown of the head forward as that happens so that you don't have forward flexion happening, with this just the rectus. Mainly we want the transverse. In your own time, inhale, release. Exhale, engage, pelvic floor up. Again, inhale, release. Exhale, engage, pelvic floor up. All right. I want both of you to stick out your bum as if someone's ski jumping off your back to get to that posterior tilt. Wonderful. Anna, can you move your sweater just a little bit, please? Wonderful. That's what I want to see. Okay. Now go into your neutral, what you feel like is neutral for your body. Just the teeniest bit, Anna, I want you to think of your vulva going back a bit, touching a wall behind you. There we go. There's your neutral. So there was a slight posterior tilt happening. Great. Wonderful, Jane. Good job. I see a big difference in your pelvis from past weeks. Beautiful. Inhale, release all abdominals in your own time. Exhale, engage, and try not to go into a posterior tilt as you engage pelvic floor up. Now let's get the serratus involved. Shrug your scapula, your shoulder blades up towards your ears. Squeeze behind your back towards your spine. Now the lower traps engage. They slide down your spine. And now serratus. This muscle below your scapula, below your shoulder blade, is engaging, and you're reaching your pinky forward and pushing. So think of lengthening out and reaching out through your pinky finger and the side of your hand. Or if you're on your fist like me, it's the same thing, except it's the top of your pinky going down the side of your hand. Now release the abdominals and re-engage pelvic floor up. Trying to keep that neutral pelvis. And gently, as those abdominals are engaged, pick up your right knee, put it to the edge of your mat, pick up your left knee, put it to the edge of your mat, walk your right foot in, walk your left foot in, and then hinge back on your pelvis. Wide-legged child's pose. Now feel free, if you want to use your yoga block or your ball, to put it underneath your forehead or your chest, whatever feels good for your body today. Third eye, forehead on the earth. Reaching the arms forward, but be careful, because what can happen here is the upper traps like to take a holiday by our ears. Let's try and keep that space, that negative space, not emotionally negative, but literal artistic negative space between your ears and your upper traps. Roll back and forth on your third eye, intuition, creativity, and psychic abilities, or just a nice gentle massage if that's what feels better for your belief system. Come back to center. Inhale, release abdominals. Again, thinking of that posterior and lateral chain of movement, of space being created. Exhale, engage pelvic floor up. Walk those hands back towards you. Take one knee up, take the other knee up, and then shift forward onto all fours again. Go down onto your right forearm. And take your right femur towards your chest, then lengthen it out back behind you. Flex the foot. Take it in, point the foot, and back. Long spine, in, and back. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and back. And in, and back. This time, take it in, pull your femur forward. We're going to draw a circle up towards your elbow, super slow, up to the side, back around you. Now, when you get to this point, what I want you to do is flex your foot, come up onto your hands slightly. You're going to open up your hip, step that right leg back. So our hips are nice and open. We're doing a hyperextension of our psoas and hip flexors. And then I want you to think I'm behind you with my hand on your coccyx, the small of your back, and lifting your pelvis up towards the heavens. So we're doing a slight wild thing variation. Reaching the arm out, and you want to be on your flat hand. I am not, due to the cyst in my wrist. Scapula down, lifting that pelvis forward, and it might not be going straight up to the sky. It's going quite possibly on an angle towards your front wall and where your ceiling is. Open your heart. Now we're going to hyperextend this arm back to stretch out the pec minor. Just starting to say hello. Now this, if you feel vulnerable in this position, utterly normal. We're going to come back slowly. Come back onto your forearm. Lift your leg up. Square yourself up, internal rotation, your quad facing your adductor. So your right quad is facing your left adductor. Now I'm going to take off my socks because I think it'll be easier to see my body without that dark color. And thread your hand underneath, bring it forward. So, because this class is going to be a lot of hip opening and heart chakra and the pelvis, we're getting into, well, your sacral chakra and heart. It can be intense, so take breaks. Go into child's pose as much as you wish. That'll close off everything. And release. Let's do it one more time. Take that femur forward, up towards your elbow. Now start to externally rotate. But of course, those abdominals, where there's no doming, those abdominals are properly engaged the whole time. Lifting that leg up, external rotation. Now gently press yourself up on those hands. As you start to use gravity to help you to externally rotate that leg, find the earth. And then reach that arm up straight to the sky. Then if it feels good, take it back behind your coronal plane. Coronal is if we cut your body directly, laterally down the side. So just a bit back behind you. And then don't release your head back. I want lengthening out through the crown of your head. And think of the crown of your head going up and your third eye or your forehead going forward towards your future. And then again, think of my hand on the back of your pelvis, on the back of your coccyx, gently lifting that pelvis forward so you'll feel stretching on the psoas, hip flexors, possibly even your adductors. And now the pecs, then bring that arm back to the side. And if you haven't engaged your abdominals, you're gonna need to engage them because we're going back. Shifting over, taking that leg back, flexing the foot, then pulling it forward, step forward on it, low lunge, long spine. Before we go back onto our wrists or hands, let's roll out those wrists just a little bit. Ignore the music and just roll them out 4 times one direction, 4 times the other direction. And do it with neutral scapula at the same time. Putting the tongue on the roof of your mouth, suctioning your tongue back towards your molars. That'll help your beautiful. There we go. Yes, that's exciting. Holy smokes. And then take those hands down, massage down your quads, literally massage down a couple times. And then release abdominals. You're hinging over. It's like you're doing a hip hinge, a squat, except reverse in a way, because you're doing the body forward instead of being able to move the hips totally back. Inhale, release abdominals. Exhale, engage pelvic floor up, because you're going to need that as we move our appendages, as you slide out into all fours. Take the left femur in, flex it, point it in, sorry, then flex it back. And again, in, 2, 3, 4. Trying to keep your weight even. What can happen? I know you guys know this is this. Over on the one side, instead of weight right in between. So it's a bit more of a challenge for your abdominals when you stay perfectly square. Out. Nice. Nice neutral pelvis. In. Out. Stay here. Take the leg forward. Come down onto your right forearm using that serratus, that muscle below your shoulder blade and your teres. Take the major and minor. Take the quad forward, up towards your elbows. Start to externally rotate. Think of like a puppy at a fire hydrant. Lift, lift, lift. I want to see your adductor, your inner thigh. Then come up onto your hands as that foot flexes, goes towards the earth. Now you can have your hand just on your hip if that feels on top of your iliac crest, the round part of your pelvis, your hip. If that feels good, stay there. Or you take the arm straight up, or you take it back behind you. Looking forward towards your future. You can even close your eyes and then imagine my hand below your coccyx supporting and lifting your pelvis. Yes! Gorgeous. And then next, try to align your forehead with your pubic bone so that there's no twisting of your cervical spine of your neck. Gorgeous self-correction. And then make sure those abdominals are engaged. We're gonna go back. Lift that leg up slowly, put the other hand down. Square yourself up. Point the foot, take that leg forward again. Trying to keep your thoracic spine neutral. What I don't want is cat from cat-cow. Take that leg in. Especially if you haven't been up for more than an hour. We don't want to do lots of hyperextension or flexion, or if you have any DR. Open up, over, up. Again, on the iliac crest, arms straight out, coronal, or back behind that coronal plane to lengthen out your pec minor. And then check in with your scapula. Is your upper trap starting to come up towards your ears, or your lower trap's engaged? Then imagine my hand below your pelvis, lifting, supporting that coccyx up so you have more opening in those hip flexors. And then engage abdominals as you start to come back over. Take that leg forward, step through, leg right in front of you. Heel directly below knee, please. Using your yoga blocks or your yoga block and your mini ball. What I want most of all is a neutral spine. Grab your stability ball. Do not drink water yet, please. And grab a yoga block. Put it on the edge of your mat. Just gonna move my belt. Come down. Have that yoga block underneath your head to begin. Then we're gonna grab this ball, roll over, support, well, I'll turn to face you so you can see. Take your right hand, put it down on the earth, and your fingers on your head. You're gonna support your head as you roll off of your block. Put that ball right around where a heart rate monitor or your bra band would be. And then roll back. So your head is now supported on your yoga block. And then lengthen those legs out, arms straight out to the side. Close your eyes and just breathe. What I don't want is an anterior rotation of the pelvis and any pressure happening in your lower spine. We want to keep that neutral pelvis, and the ball where the curvature is happening is in our thoracic spine. Of course, we have a natural curve in our lordotic spine, our non-lumbar, but we don't want to increase that. Take one hand, put it on your heart. Take the other hand out, and the palm is facing up, and just breathe. Tears may come, that's normal. Next exhale, release your left hand down to the earth and take your right hand onto your heart, again, your heart chakra. Or physically right on your heart, whatever feels good for you in your body today. Left palm facing the sky. Now, normally when I would do this exercise, it's not timed, it's not musical, it is completely by your own intuition. It's a heart healing asana where you breathe until that side of your body, your hand feels like it's heavy and it needs to change. You keep changing forever, how long you need, until your heart literally feels lighter. Your next exhale, let that hand slide off, or if you want to keep it there, keep it there. We're going to take it deeper. Inhale, release abdominals. Exhale, engage. Pelvic floor up. Now there should be no pain in your back at all, anywhere. If there is, I want you to come off both the yoga block and the stability ball. As you engage those abdominals, turn those legs parallel. Gently walk up your right leg. Pull it up so your foot's on the earth and your knees towards the heavens. Then push that right foot into the earth as you pull up your left leg, using abdominals to do so. Bend your right arm. Fingertips find your skull as you roll towards me gently. Your hand is supporting your head. Take that ball out. Put it to the side. Take that yoga block out. Put it down. Come back onto your backs. Lengthen those legs out. Hands down. Just take a little breath in Shavasana. And if that was too intense, please feel free to pull your femurs to your chest and hug yourselves. That will close off both your sacral chakra and your heart chakra to help you feel protected and less exposed. And next, exhale, engage pelvic floor up. Walk the right foot up. Walk the left foot up. Stay exactly where you are if your body needs to be right there in that moment. Hands interlock your fingers. They go behind your head, please. Inhale, release abdominals. Exhale, engage. Pelvic floor up. Lift the shoulder blades up. Extend, lengthen out the right leg parallel. Go up, 2, and back down, 3, 4. So we're doing isometric contraction of the transverse abdominals while adding frontal loading of the rectus up. Keeping a neutral spine, no imprint, no posterior tilt. I personally don't teach that anymore after taking a spinal health course for her rehabilitation and prevention by Dr. Stuart McGill and the human clinical trials that he presented. Up, out. This time I want your leg to stay out in 45 degrees. You're going to pick up your left leg towards your chest, back down. That's going to intensify what you're doing. Doming can happen so easy with this other leg coming up. Up. Keep those elbows nice and open, but the weight of your head in your hands. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. We'll use Pilates breath. Up. Out. Wonderful. Gently bend in your right foot. Foot finds the earth. Release down with those rectus. Let's do a hip driver up. Pelvis comes up, doing a hip hinge, but what we don't want is a hamstring stretch, which is a posterior tilt with your pubic bone going up towards the heavens. So right now I'm doing a posterior tilt. Now I'll show you with a neutral pelvis, where my pelvis goes straight out between my knees. So that's my posterior tilt, pubic bone up to the heavens, and now this is my neutral. And then come back down. Take your hands out from behind your head, interlock them the other way. So whatever way might feel quote unquote weird, if they were this way the first time, put it this way the next time. Behind your head, engage those abdominals though as you lift up that head, because the rectus engages in order to lift up the head. Neat, hey? Inhale, release abdominals. Exhale, engage, pelvic floor up. Extend, lengthen out the left leg. Point the foot. Pick it up. Up. Down. Now you can stay right here. You're working your transverse abdominals with an isometric contraction and your obliques by keeping your rib cage from flaring. Up. Now let's add the rectus if you wish. Frontal loading. Lift up your shoulder blades. Down. Imagine I'm pulling that left leg out of your hip socket. Out. Up. Out. Up. Out. This next one, you're going to go back to 45 degrees. Pull up your bottom leg. In. And down. And up. You can also do this with your head on the earth. That'll still be intense. Using that Pilates breath. Down. Again, up. Nice. Bend in that left leg. Release down. Lift up your right leg into tabletop. Hands down 45 degrees. And then lift up your left leg. We'll do some heel taps, flex the feet. And down. And back up. Try not to shift your pelvis here. Other leg. Down. Nice. Gorgeous. I'm not seeing anything shift in your lower and your transverse abdominals. And no doming. Down. You can put your head all the way down on the earth. Down. Up. Other leg. Down. Up. Down. Up. Both legs down. And hinging from the hip, not from your knee. And up. Again. Down. 2, 3, 4. Up. Try not to change the angle between your tibia fibula and your femur. There we go. Nice. So it might help to think of reaching those heels out away from you as you come down to keep that angle. There we go. Yes. Up. Otherwise, it becomes hamstring when you go like this instead of abdominals. Up. Last one. Down. 2, 3, 4. Up. Put those hands behind your legs. Hug your legs in. Open your legs. We're going to go into happy baby. You can grab your belt if you wish. If you want more space today, or whatever space, I meant to say whatever space is allowed to you today, take that right hand up into your instep and your left leg. I want to have that pelvis as much as you can against the earth. So if it's coming up, shift your feet back down and bend your legs in more. So we get this. So I actually do want you to feel imprint in this position. So you'll feel your entire coccyx against the earth, and then try to keep that position as you lengthen the legs up. That's going to help create space with time. That's going to help you have a neutral spine, because what happens if you're like this, we're having curvature of the spine happening, and we want that pelvis to be down on the earth as much as we can. So Anna, bring your feet more towards your bum, and then try to get the back of your coccyx right against the earth. Okay, now lift one leg up and then the other slowly so I can see what's happening. Good. Nice. And close your eyes and gently pull with your biceps against your feet so you'll feel a compression around your femur head in your hip. And release abdominals because you're using your biceps. Your spine is nice and long and supported on the earth. Breathe into the back side of your body. And lateral, because we already anteriorly breathe there naturally because it's easiest because of all the fascia that is there. It stretches easier than muscle. And then exhale in, pelvic floor up. Bend the legs in gently. Put your legs parallel. Grab those legs towards your chest literally and hug those legs towards your chest while keeping your spine nice and long on the earth. And your back of your tailbone on the earth, if possible, if that space is there for you today. If it's not, then I want you to lengthen to wherever you need it to feel your tailbone on the back of the earth. Or on the earth, pardon me. All right, engage abdominals up. Release abdominals. We're going to do some big swims. Frontal loading. Lift up the shoulder blades if you wish. And Anna, I saw you doing this, which is wonderful. Anyone who wants extra support, you can grab your yoga block or your ball and put it behind your head if you wish, but you don't have to. We're going to keep this position of that frontal loading on the isometric contraction. You're going to lengthen out the legs, lengthen out the arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale out. Inhale, exhale in. Now we're going to reach the arms up above our head. Scoop them in. Again, reach out above your head. A scoop in. Reach out this time again. 2. Inhale. Exhale in. You do not have to do your legs fully straight. You do not have to go as low as I do. You can go right here if that feels good. We don't want any pain in the back because then that tells me your paraspinals are taking over instead of your abdominals. Big swims, hands over head. Inhale, exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale, engage abdominals, then move. Stay engaged as you inhale. Exhale, move. And head down. One leg down, other leg down. Hands down. Hip bridge. Shoulder blades flat against the earth. Opening up. Now let's go to a posterior tilt. Come down. Roll through your pelvis so your pubic bone is going up towards the heavens, and that's what's leading up, 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 up. And then come down. Slide one leg out using those abdominals and the other. If you feel you want to do more heart opener, please go back doing heart opener or doing cobbler's pose. Otherwise, Shavasana. If you need more energy, palms facing up to the heavens. If you are good, palms down to the earth. Get those scapula neutral. Close your eyes and just breathe. Beautiful work, everybody. If your thoughts are wandering, please just bring your thoughts back to your breath or acknowledge what's coming up and then try to release. Sorry, you probably hear my little one. Feel free to stay in Shavasana. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, or stay in Shavasana. And now you hear a pop. Whoa, there's a party happening here. And then roll your eyes in one direction, still keeping your eyes closed. And then the other direction. Noticing if there's any like anti-lock breaking when you're moving your eyes. And then scrunch up your feet, scrunch up your hands, scrunch up your face. Now do lion's breath. Tongue out, open your hands, open your feet. Again, scrunch in, even scrunching your tongue in your mouth. Open. And release. If you have much to do with your day, roll over to your right. If you can relax, go over onto your left if you want more relaxation. And then push yourself up to sitting. Lotus variation, whatever feels comfortable for you. Move your glutes out of the way. And give great energy to anybody in the world who might need it today. And we're going to spend a bit extra to Anna and her family. And then grant yourself the grace to take good energy for yourself. Hands for third eye, positive thoughts about yourself. Mouth for positive words, heart for positive feelings, and solar plexus for your own power. It's always there. Choose your place and think of something you're grateful for today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Listen to your bodies, be super gentle, just because that was a lot of gentle things.